what I want everybody to do is this. I just want you for a second. We won't spend time here, but I want you for a second to think about in your life, at what point did you lose it? At what point did you lose the belief in yourself? At what point did you lose the confidence in yourself? At what point did you lose the courage in yourself and in your life? Because there was a point in your life when you stopped dreaming, when you stopped believing in yourself, maybe you stopped loving yourself. There was a point in your life, maybe points, a chapter, but there was a time in your life when it stopped for you. And maybe it was a health scare. Maybe it was, I don't know what it is for you. But there was a point in your life where you stopped believing in you and you just accepted what someone gave you, right? You start ignoring your worth. You start negotiating your worth. You start lowering your standards. You start just accepting life. You stop dreaming. You stop believing. There was a time in your life where that happened. And I just want you to picture just for a second. I want you to think about that time in your life, okay? And I don't want to go through a whole process today because I just want to give you a message that will sit with your soul. But at some point in your life, you believed a lie about yourself and you accepted it as truth. I don't care what happened. I don't care what you went through. I don't care hard times, mistakes, failure, whatever. At some point, you believe that you're not capable of success. At some point, you believe you're not capable of love. At some point, you believe that you're not capable of being your best you. And I just want to tell you this message. I need everybody in this live, everybody that's hearing my voice right now. I need everybody to remember who you are. Remember who you are. You are not your pain. You are not what somebody else told you. You are not what the world tried to put on you. You are not your limitations. You are not your mistakes. You are not your comparison. I need you to remember who you are. And I'm not trying to get too loud because my baby girl is asleep in the next room. She'll probably come in here in a minute. But at some point, you forgot who you are. You forgot that you're capable. You forgot that you're more than a conqueror. You forgot the God inside of you. You forgot that there is a next level. You forgot your dreams. You forgot your vision, and you turned your back on yourself. And I had this conversation with myself, plenty of times in my life, because at some point I accepted what somebody else put on me. At some point I accepted somebody else's projections. At some point I believed that I was capable of the way people were treating me. At some point I believed that I'm not worthy because of the mistakes that I made in my life. At some point I lost me. But this is the moment right now. This is the week right now. This is the year right now in 2023. You're not losing you no more. In 2023, you're walking into everything that you were meant to be, everything that you're created to be, everything that you used to be in 2023. And if you truly believe that with your life, just drop a heart in the comments. If you're sick and tired of just living the same life that somebody put on you, if you're sick and tired of living in the circumstances that you're in, if you're sick and tired of believing that you're not capable, right now is the time that you go remember who you are and you go get back who you are. Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's going to the gym for yourself. Maybe it's starting that thing that you've been putting off. Maybe it's removing yourself from an environment. Maybe it's putting yourself in an environment. I don't know what it is for you, but I do know this. It is time to remember everything that you are, and who you are is a child of God. Who you are is love. Who you are is incredible. Who you are is awesome. Who you are is creative. Who you are is talented. Who you are is more than. You're more than your pain. You're more than your past. You're more than the people that try to put limitations on you, how they treated you. At some point, you start negotiating your damn worth, and you ain't doing that no more in 2023. I don't care what people say about you. I don't care if they call you stuck up. I don't care if they say you change. You're not negotiating your worth no more. At some point, you lowered your standards and you accepted something you shouldn't accept. And we all been guilty of it. But this is the year where you keep your standards high. This is the year where you stop turning your back on you. This is the year that you stand on what you deserve. You stand on what you deserve. You don't ignore what you deserve anymore. Okay? In every area of your life. I don't care if it's your job that you're working at. I don't care if it's your relationship. I don't care if it's a friendship. I don't care whatever it is. At some point in your life, you start negotiating your worth. At some point in your life, you start believing what people put on you. At some point, at some time, and I need you to get your life back right now. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's a part of me getting back my life in my own little way. It's a part of me reminding myself of who I am. And who you are is greatness, not because you're some superhero, but because you have a great God inside of you. Start operating like that. Start operating like God got you. Start operating like God will never forsake you. Start operating like God got a plan for your life. Start thinking like that. Stop believing the circumstances, because God doesn't work off of circumstances. God will turn your circumstances into great situations in your life. God doesn't work off of logic. God works off our faith. And you got to start believing and remembering who you are. Again, 2023 is not the year that we go back to the things that don't serve our life. 2023, we're going to create who we need to be. We're going to go back who we used to be, and we're going to remember who we are. And it starts with you. It don't start with me. It don't start with your mama. It don't start with your sister. It don't start with your grandma. It don't start with your friends. It don't start with people online. It starts with you. It all starts with you. And truly, a lot of people give up on themselves so quick. I just went to the gym and it ain't as crowded as it was last week, because people start to give up on themselves. People start to go back into those same habits and those same situations. When are you going to stand up for what you deserve? Because truthfully, and I know this hurts, and y'all been hearing me say this for the last decade, you deserve exactly what you accept. And I want you to accept less, tolerate less, and accept what you deserve in your life. I want you to stand on your standards. I don't want those standards to budge. I don't want you to negotiate your worth. You make sure people don't lower you and devalue you based upon how they see you. Your value isn't based upon how people see you. Your value is based upon how God created you to be. Stop letting people who didn't create you control you. Write that in the chat if you feel me. Stop letting people who didn't create you control you. We let in the social media world people that we don't know in our comments control us, and they didn't create us. They didn't have no say-so of when we were born. They didn't have no say-so over the purpose of our life. They don't have no say-so in our life, but we giving them all the credibility to control us because they talking about us, because they don't agree with us, because they don't like us. Stop letting people who didn't create you control you. Stop letting your boss at work control you. I get it. That's your boss. You got to show up for your job. You got to take care of your family. Understand that. But stop letting your boss control your emotions. Stop letting your boss get you out of character. Stop letting your boss steal your confidence. He didn't create you. She didn't create you. Stop letting her control you. Your friends, they might not get your change. Stop letting them control you. They might talk about your change. Stop letting them control you. They might try to stop your change. Stop letting them control you. And go get your life back. This is the year where you disappear in a positive way. Maybe you disappear from social media and you work on you. Maybe you stay present on social media, you work on you, but you disappear. You disappear from the drama. You disappear from the negativity. You disappear from the things that don't move you forward. You disappear from the toxicity. You disappear from the things that are poisoning your life. You disappear from all that, and you say, you know what? I'm going to prioritize me for once in 2023. Because some of you, you've been prioritizing everybody else. And I know as a mother, as a father, you have kids and everything like that, so don't take this out of context. But you've been prioritizing other things that shouldn't be a priority in your life. You've been prioritizing people's opinions. You've been prioritizing other people who could care less about you, and you care so much about them. You've been prioritizing how they feel, and you're ignoring how you feel. You've been prioritizing what everybody wants from you. You've been prioritizing that because you're so afraid to let people down. When you going to be afraid to let yourself down? That's my question to you. You're so afraid of letting everybody else down, but that you're letting yourself down every single day. You've been letting yourself down for years because you're so afraid to let other people down. Let me tell you this truth that I've been speaking to y'all for over 14 years. Let me tell you this truth. Being afraid to let people down, and don't take this out of context, but being afraid to let people down and you letting yourself down in the process is letting everybody down who needs you to be the best you. Do I need to repeat that and let that simmer in your soul? You're so afraid to let people down that you're letting them down because you're not being the best you. You're empty. You're burnt out. You're tired. You don't feel like you no more. I went through that where I didn't feel like me no more. I woke up, I just didn't feel the same. I didn't feel the mission in my heart the same. And I said, that is a sign that I need to disconnect and disappear and detach. Disappear, disconnect, and detach. So I can reconnect to my purpose, so I can reconnect to me, so I can reconnect to God, so I can reconnect to what's best for my life. Some of you need to disappear, detach, and disconnect. And maybe that's just for an hour, right? Maybe you can't do that with your whole life. I get it. But maybe it's for an hour. You deserve an hour, right? You deserve 30 minutes, right? When you going to be afraid to let you down? So this is the year, and I'm offering because I know y'all got work. This is the year where I'm super afraid to let me down, and I'm not letting me down. I don't care who gets let down in the process. I'm not letting me down anymore. I didn't prioritize everybody else. I didn't help everybody else. I didn't did things for everybody else. Now it's time to give those things to myself. So if you with me, drop a heart in the comments. And I know this is going to be the betterment for everybody around me because I'm going to be a better me. Because at some point when you're pouring out, you're not getting poured into. At some point you become empty. When you're doing things for everybody else, it is not being reciprocated. At some point you start feeling used. Now listen, we're supposed to be used by God, not by people. And I know God uses us to help people, but some of us, we confuse with being used with being misused. Some of you are being misused by people, being misused by your job, being misused by everybody else because you negotiated your worth, because you gave people permission to dictate how you feel, because you're so afraid to let people down. Stop letting you down. That's my message to everybody in here. Okay. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I want to start coming on here more if you guys will show up. So let me know in the comments. If you guys want me to come on here more, you guys going to show up and need these messages, I'm here. Otherwise else, Instagram, TikTok, podcasts, everywhere, YouTube, right? I'm putting out content because this is the year that I stopped letting me down. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But like I tell you at the end of every single video for the last 14 years, it all starts with you. You live it, breathe it, be it. You never let the struggle, this world, take your smile. It's rehab time. Let's get it. I appreciate y'all. Get in my comments get in my inbox on Instagram and let me know if this touched your heart. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Let's get it. Share this if you feel this. Maybe somebody needs it that you know. Let's get it.